Rob. Assieds-toi là-dessus. C'est ton des. C'est ton des.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this month's Sit On This podcast, today we're joined by a truly unique guest, Joanna Maeva. Now, Joanna isn't just an upholsterer, which is impressive in and of itself. She's also a skilled and accomplished carpenter. A combination of skills you don't often see singularly working together within one person. Her work has had her working on some of the biggest cinema productions in history, skillfully combining the best aspects of both craft on the sets and films such as Star Wars, the series, just to name a few. We're at our studio up here in, where are we now?
Leighton.
We're in sunny Leighton. It's and this is beautiful. This is a big, expansive, beautiful space. Mm-hmm. And we thought we'd come up for a bit of banter, didn't we?
Nice,
and,
bit of
bants. And then we'll be asking her to delve into how she brings her two skills together and the challenges of carving out a career across both trades and what it means to be one of the few women in the industry doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, it gives us great pleasure to introduce to you, Joanna Maeva. How you doing?
Hello. Hi, Ray. Hi, Vicky.
Did I do it right?
So, Joanna, wow.
Yes.
Your career sounds super fun from what I've read and looking at, the films and things that you've worked on. What actually came first, though? Was it the carpentry or the upholstery?
It was the carpentry, but before that, it was sound engineering. And I was doing work experience in numerous sound engineering companies, and one of them was Yar Wobbles in Wapping.
Jar Wobble,
yeah. It was in Wapping, yeah.
So you went to uni, you studied to do sound engineering?
Yeah.
That's quite embarrassing because obviously today we've got this whole sound set up.
No, it's fine. Don't be embarrassed because I've pretty much forgot everything. I mean, I know how to plug in a guitar.
We learn as we go.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole thing. Yeah. That's what you got to do. I mean, it's not a natural thing to know where this goes into what.
No.
So we were built. So I was helping doing patch bay stuff. So patch bay is where you bring all your instruments and stuff into your mixing table.
Okay.
But you solder in the patch bay. So certain things. So I didn't have a clue.
Sorry, how long ago was this?
2002.
Wow.
And then so I was helping with a vocal booth, and I was certain woods are used because of their reverberation, and there's foam blocks, right? So who
learning about acoustics.
So I was really this is quite interesting, and I'd come out of university, failed my degree, didn't know what the fuck was going on, didn't know what I was going to do with myself, but I really wanted to be in the music industry.
So what was your degree in then? Was it in
geology?
Wow, that's just such a natural progression from
rocks to being a rock star.
Yeah.
And then
so you were like, I don't want to be doing this, and that you wanted to go into the music industry, did you?
Yeah, because I was toying around with being in bands with people and stuff, and university, you meet your kin, and so there was lots of boys that I hung out with who all played guitar, and they all wanted to be in bands. We all wanted to have interviews with Joe Wiley. We'd all getting mashed and
Shouts out to Joe Wiley.
We don't know Joe Wiley.
Oh yeah, no.
Joe Wiley.
Actually,
Radio 1 DJ.
Well, we know,
yeah.
we do
Radio
know
2
Jo, we know, but we don't know her personally. So shouting out to her is
I don't know Stephen Bartlett personally, but I'll give him a shout out as well because I like what he does.
All right, babes.
So we would get a bit stoned and stuff like that, and we would pretend. I don't know what it was, but we'd all pretend we were in this interview with Joe Wiley and really laugh our heads off. So anyway, from that, failed my degree, went into this. Did a course, was at Phoenix Sounds, which was up at the old Wembley, and it was Brendan Lynch who recorded Paul Weller. It was his part of his studio. So I was learning how to do patch bay stuff, and then I was at Jar Wobble's studio in Wapping, and and then I came to do this, helping with this sound booth, and I was like, wow, this is quite amazing. And then I was like, oh, I think I might go and do a carpentry course. So at the time when we were in the EU, such sadness, the European Social Fund would fund women's courses to do like MVQ1 in carpentry and joinery, because they
like a City and Guilds type thing.
Yeah, like a City and Guilds MVQ1. So I got funding for that.
Oh wow.
Which was at West Dulwich College.
So did you do that like part-time whilst you were still working in the sound engineering, or were you?
So I couldn't get paid as a sound engineer. Right. So what they expected you to do was work for free for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's why people who are in the sound engineering world tend to be, well, it's probably different now, but you know, we're talking about like 2002. You know, they're either from very like privileged backgrounds, which I wasn't, and you know, I was doing courses that I would be getting funding for, right? Not necessarily like degree level. So they were like, yeah, you got to work for free for 2 years. I'm like, fuck this shit. I've got bills to pay. And I'm travelling, at the time, I was travelling from Bromley to Wembley. I don't think so.
South to north.
Yeah, later. Do you know what I mean? And I'm never going to live in South ever again in my life. Moving on. So
I was going to say shouts out to people south of the river.
No, don't do any shout outs. No shout outs to anyone in South London. I love
Actually,
South London.
When I arrived in London, the first place I lived was Forest Hill, and that was interesting.
That's southeast, though, isn't it? It's still
that
east.
Is southeast.
That's quite east.
Yeah, southeast. But my course was in Deptford,
right?
So
it's not far.
And it was all it was called Hurricane Studios, and so I started there, and then so then I was like, well, maybe I should go into like maybe doing a carpentry course, because I was like on this weird thing of like, failed my degree, I need to feel worth. So and my dad used to work in like a carpentry wood shop in Kilburn, so I was always around like sawdust.
I see.
So and he taught me how to saw when I was like 7, and my mum like blew her top, you know, she's gonna cut herself, and my dad's like meh. So then I went into carpentry, found a carpentry course with Lambeth Women's Workshop, and then I found a job. Yeah, because I couldn't get paid because I was never going to get paid on sound engineering. I was just like, right, fuck this, I'm moving on. So with Lambeth Women's Workshop, we got funding. I did like a promotional video for them, vignette, to promote the course and to promote the European Social Fund. And then I got a job at John Lang. I got a job at...
John Lang, is that like the construction company?
Yeah. So they were running the course, and they had like fast stream into the construction industry, where you go and do your work experience on site. So next thing, I am working on site. I am like only one of 2 women working on site, and I'm like, fuck my life. There are people on here that not only looked at porn at breakfast, but were like racist and stuff like that. But
misogynist,
sexist, homophobic, all the things that, you know.
Sorry, I need a timeline here. Like so
that's 2002, 2003.
Right, okay, still
2004. So I had to work on site in order to get my modules, right? Once that's done, I was like, right, moved on. Then I got my first job in set building. So then I worked as a set builder. So I was doing like magazine shoots for like World of Interiors, Living, etc.
Sorry, how do these jobs come through to you? Because around 2003, 2004, the internet, as we understand it today, wasn't really.
The internet started in 1997. Well, around 1997. So it was there.
Were you getting email? Did you get an email through, or how did the jobs come through?
So this is now we're really digressing. So When I was like 17, 18, I was like, I had been forced to come out by my first girlfriend's mother, who'd like told my mum that I was lesbian, and so my mum kicked me out. So I had a Diva magazine, and it had an advert.
At 18?
Yeah.
God. Wow.
Yeah. She's like, you filthy fucking dirty lesbian. Your bags are packed. Go. Bit more aggressive than that, but Anyway, so
Where did you live? Like, were you?
I lived in Kilburn. I lived in.
So did you manage to find a flat and stuff? Did you move with your girlfriend?
So the Diva magazine had this advert for the Albert Kennedy Trust, and it was about helping young adults who'd been treated badly or kicked out because they were gay, and it was a charity that helped house them. And
oh wow!
So I called this number, and the fella at the other end of the line was like, "Yeah, can you come to Putney?" And I hadn't really travelled south of the river, because everything was north.
Yeah,
well, I didn't need to go south.
Yeah,
and all I remember is that the 328 bus went from Quecks Road in Kilburn down to World's End, and I knew that I could get a tube from there to Putney Bridge. So I went to Putney Bridge, met Amir, and Amir for like 6 months became like a temporary foster parent. And I say temporary foster parent, even though fostering is temporary, but it wasn't like fostering as the boroughs would see it as fostering, right?
Yeah.
So through the charity, I was housed with him and his partner at the time, and he would be like, "You need to tell your mother where you are." And I'd be like, no. Absolutely not. On him separately, he had started a furniture company called Ocean. And so really nice, like, crockery and stuff like that, and soft furnishings and stuff like that. So through that, so I stayed with him, and then I went to university, kind of reconciled with my mum. And and that was that. So he's been quite a constant in my life. And so then he closed that company down. Then he had opened up Dwell, right, which was a big furniture shop.
I have heard of Dwell.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was his and his partners and stuff like that. So I would do. So I was doing their catalogue shoots. So I'd split up with somebody in 2006. I was living in South East London, Bromley, and I was like trying to get back to North because I was like. And Amir lived in...
Why were you trying to get back north?
Because I didn't have any connection with South.
Right, at all. Yeah.
And I'd lived in South London, Bromley, for 4 years with somebody who was deceitful. So I'm like, right, fuck this, I'm off. Amir lived in Wandsworth, and I moved in with him. I went back and moved in with him. And he needed... I had done my carpentry, so he was like, right, I need someone to, help with these catalogue shoots. I was like, I'll do it. So I could build like sets and stuff like that. Got into soft furnishings, you know what I mean? And my mother was a seamstress. So through doing like catalogue shoots with him, I got names and numbers of people from the photographer. I got names and numbers,
basically contacts,
basically
like real
all
contacts.
Word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
Never fucking needed to do emails. So that's how I got into set building, and then I was like working for. So I've done like loads of exhibitions, stuff for Decorex, and then from there you get to know you get other contacts, and then someone is like doing a little low budget film, and you do that, and then you go into a low budget film, and then it goes into a little slightly medium budget film, and then next thing
bigger and bigger.
I find out that my cousin is working on. He's like, give me your CV. I don't know if I'll get you a job, but I'll give it to the CM. Done it, and the rest is history. But it took me 3 years to get onto a major, and
still that's pretty short time, like to get from.
Well, not really, because I'm not a white privileged male who's got like a father, an uncle, a granddad in the film industry. Right. It's very hard.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah,
is that how you perceive it? Is that at the moment?
It's how it's always going to be.
Really?
Yeah. It's great British film industry. Is going to be, it is great because Tom Cruise wants to work here all the time. Yeah. Great. But it's not like a normal...
Shouts out to Tom Cruise. But I do like his films, but whatever. Oh, look at your face. I knew that. Let's have it. Come on in. What is it?
What's he like?
No, this is not about Tom Cruise. No. I refuse to talk about Tom Cruise. No, it's not about him. It's about me.
Okay.
No, basically, our film industry is great. It's wonderful. But it's not like any other industry where you have to like supply a CV.
Yeah.
And there's a short list, and then you
Yeah.
get a job. It's not like that. It's all word of mouth.
So it's not merit based.
No. Sometimes, okay, it is merit based, but more likely you would get a job if
You knew someone.
if you're related to someone, if you knew someone. People do get jobs because of their merit. Yes.
Is that not just laziness though? It's like, oh, I've got someone who, well, and he'll do this, will he? Yeah, he'll do that.
Or on the
let's
other
get him
hand,
in.
if you're running a company, you want to surround yourself or have people in the company who are obviously competent, but you also want people you can trust. And 9 times out of 10, I would imagine people tend to hire people they know, so in their family, you know. There are different ways of looking
What
at
about
this.
the split?
How do you? What
Well,
do
I'm
you
the only
think?
female carpenter on set.
I was going to say, what about the split between male and female? Like,
I am 100% all that. I represent 100% women, and there's only me. I'm like probably like 0.01%.
How do you feel about that?
I don't give a shit now, but before the things I used to have to, the shit I had to put up with, the sexist stuff, the like harassment I would get, and each day the toll was immense, and I'd have to like put on a fucking rhino suit to go into work, like that bloke at the street who was like moaning at you because you didn't indicate kind of like, oh wow, you're bringing it.
Yeah.
You are bringing it. I'll bring it to you.
That could be just the times where we're in at the moment.
No, it is. There's
a lot of energy.
But that kind of thing of, I have been told that, the industry isn't, we don't have women in the construction. I'm like, well, you've just given me fuel to the fire because I ain't going nowhere. But it did take its toll. So in when was COVID? 2020?
2019 to 2020.
Well, when it closed down. We all closed down the 23rd of
March.
Yes.
2020.
3 days before my daughter was born.
Okay.
Right. So I had told 2019 I wanted to change career. I had done 6 films back to back.
Major movies.
Major.
Can you talk about some of those films?
I did Bridgerton. I did Fast and Furious 9. I did The Crown. I did something else. And then I went to Fantastic Beasts 3. And in that time, we had got pregnant, my ex-partner and I. And and I remember telling my boss that I wanted to retrain. No, before then, I was seeing you, and
you'd come to my studio.
I'd come to your studio
just as I was working on that BBC production, Money for Nothing.
Yeah,
You
Money
helped
for
me
Nothing.
on-
Yeah. So I would come. I was going. I'd ask Edge because Edge had these courses going, and they couldn't fit me in. So I was like, right, well, I'd rather give you the money.
Yeah.
Them off, and then so I did like 12 weeks with you.
Yeah.
And you were doing Ideal Home Show.
Yeah.
Ideal Home Show something.
I think it was.
You
it
got
was
a stand. Yeah, you were.
That's right.
Offered
Grand
the stand.
Design.
Grand Design.
Design.
That's right.
How do I know that?
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't even know
thank
that.
She does her
God.
research.
Thank God, her memory.
Oh, my coffee's kicking in. Do you know what I mean?
And so I would come to you every Tuesday after work, after The Crown or whatever I was on, go there and do this chair.
God bless you. Thank you for your time and help.
Yeah, well, my apron's there that you made that I bought. It's just
probably
I should have put that on.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Look a bit bondage.
Yeah.
So was that your first kind of gateway into upholstery, like doing some little extra?
Yeah, because I wanted
Helping
to have a route out of the film industry because I couldn't, England had, the UK had formally left the EU.
Yeah, I know.
People were coming in like fucking doing like Heil Hitler bloody salutes to each other once that vote had come through, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember saying to my HOD at the time, I was like, oh, I've spoken to the CM about having time off because I'm having a baby, and my HOD said, who's the father? And I was like, why don't you fuck off? And I walked off. And I was like, doesn't stop. So I took 5 years out. Literally, COVID was the best thing that happened because then I had also started at SDR because you had recommended SDR.
Yes.
So I'd called Louise up.
Shouts out to SDR.
Shout out to Louise Boylan.
Yeah.
and I said, Ray said would recommend this, and they were like, yeah, fine. So I was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
and were you doing like the AMESF qualification?
yeah,
or were you just doing leisure?
No, I was doing the AM.
Yeah.
Stage 2,
Stage 1, Stage 2. So Stage 1, we were doing 2 days a week, and I was working on Fantastic Beasts 3 Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Is that with Johnny Depp, that one?
No,
he was in 2 or 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's not talk about him.
Okay.
It's about me. He's had enough in press.
Yeah, that's fair. To be fair,
and I ain't going to go into that because I could have. Anyway.
No, yeah. You don't want to end up with a court case on. That's fine. This is why we're here.
Yeah, but there's a lot you're going to have to edit.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can work through that.
Transcript. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, we can work through that.
So where was I going? Oh yeah, so
Fantastic
COVID happened.
Beast. Yeah.
Fantastic. So it was a bit inconvenient going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then doing the course Tuesday, Thursday, because you're like stop, start, and I've stopped starting on the film, and I was like, oh, and then COVID happened. I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Then my daughter was born, and then we had a 5 metre square garage that I turned into a workshop over COVID, and then my first job was so everything shut down, wasn't it? Everything shut down.
Yeah.
There was no film work. No one knew if they were getting furloughed. No one knew what the fuck furlough was. No one knew what the word furlough, what it meant. So we all were off. We were all off college for 3 months. I think we went back in June, and then the films opened up, and but I didn't want to go back because I didn't believe that the protocols were going to be done very well, and I needed to protect my family. So newborn. Yeah. There was people in our family were at risk. Whatever. So then I just then I just started being an upholsterer, finishing my course.
So you did that. So you had a workshop in your garage, and you started taking on
jobs.
Domestic
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sit on this.
Ray, I've got a confession to make. I once dated a tool.
Now, are we talking heartbreak or hardware?
Staple gun, my BEA. Honestly, it's been more reliable than most people I've ever worked with.
Oh, totally. Mine's taking a beating over the years. Still fires like day one. No jams, no weird noises, just solid work.
I use 71 Series 421 staple gun most days. But I've also got the long nose 436 for those awkward bits. You just know it's going to deliver clean staples every time.
And it doesn't wear arm out either, especially when you're working on a big frame or doing repeat jobs.
Powerful, reliable, and never goes to me mid-project. Legendary and dependable.
Bit like me, really.
Only difference is my BEA doesn't moan when I drop it.
Are we still talking about tools here? I've got feelings, you know.
So if you're tired of unreliable tools and dodgy knockoff staple guns and want to upgrade your kit, now's the time.
Head to the link in the show notes and you'll get 10% off your first purchase on guns and staples using the code SITONTHIS10.
BEA staple guns. Powerful, precise, and honestly a lot easier to live with than some of the tools I've known.
Staple smart, sit on that.
So what kind of jobs were you taking on then?
So my first job was...
what, did you advertise or was it just...
No, I just... so my ex-partner's mother wanted 9 chairs. Hang on. 9 or 11... I think there was 11 dining chairs, odd number, but there were 6 of one pattern design and 5 another. And some of them were probably 150, 200 years old. So I upholstered them.
Were they drop-ins or?
Yeah, drop-in seats.
Yeah.
Drop-in pads. And then she told her friend, and I did some more dining chairs. And then, so then I'd put stuff up on Insta. So this was when Insta was really good, right? Because everybody's keeping themselves busy. People are like, oh, I'm not spending any money. I can't work. So I'm going to do up my house.
Yeah.
Get this fixed, whatever.
everything is content. Content is everything. What's your opinion now of Insta?
Oh, I think
as an upholsterer,
I think it's really. I don't think it's at all. I'm not enjoying it because it's just saturated in like far right content and like trying to like you can't. Because everything, your feed is full of everything. It's very hard to just like pull out the stuff that you want to look at. Really, you know what I mean? And I, I haven't posted anything upholstery for a really long time.
But going back to like lockdown and doing domestic, you after lockdown though, you've gone back to the film industry, haven't you? You've gone back into.
For I didn't go back till 2022.
Yeah.
I did a commercial, quite a big commercial, but I was working 3 days a week because my partner wanted to go back to work, obviously, and so we divided our week. So I worked 3 days, she worked 3 days, and we had the kids 2 days, or whatever.
Yeah.
So we did that. So I was already working part time, and so then in 2022, I asked a boss, someone I worked with before, could I work for him on a full-time basis, part-time? And he was like, I think I can accommodate that. And I was like, brilliant. So then I was working 2 days as a upholsterer in my... Oh, no, here. It was here. It was here, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing 2 days here, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes I'd do the weekend. And it felt the balance was right.
But so the overlap then, did you do upholstery in the film industry or were you just doing carpentry?
I did, yeah. I was going to... I'm sure... can I show you this?
Oh, well, I don't know.
What is
it's
it?
out. It's out already. So this was for a TV series.
Oh, okay.
Right. Plans.
So you actually are designing the set.
I wasn't designing the set. I was building the set.
Yeah.
So this was for a TV program called Douglas is Cancelled, and this is a 5 meter sofa,
curved
banquettes for like newsroom.
Yeah.
So I had got Millie involved, and basically, if you look, the original design was to have 7 inches of foam. We don't do stuff like that, but so we redesigned it and made the base bigger and had like a 3-inch foam.
Much more reasonable.
Yeah, I mean...
So you made the carpentry on it and you made the upholstery? We built, so Plum Red, who I used to work for, big up Plum Red, big up Philip Shaw, big up T Crew. We built I like the big up better than the shout out, actually.
We built the carcass for it.
So
you like big up?
Well, I'm just saying, I quite like it. And maybe it's the shout out. Shout out has got a bit. Anyway, back to this.
All right, big up.
We'll do a close up of this in a minute.
Yeah. So we built. So we had to build it in 3 sections.
Yeah.
And we built it as you would, like if you build in furniture. So we built out ply.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. It's like a lot of upholsterers can upholster, but very few can actually build their own frames.
So you have to like throw a radius. So you throw a radius, you make a radius, you cut out all your bits, you router it, and then you build it accordingly. Mm. And then we upholstered it. So it took I think Tom maybe a week and a bit to build that. And then it took us about 3 weeks to upholster this. And then we delivered it on time. So that was stuff for that. I've done stuff for commercials where I had to upholster a...
Can I just say about that though? Like that feels to me like proper upholstery because we interviewed for the podcast Christina Venegas from Drapes and
Big
Wrath.
up Christina Venegas, Drapes and Wrath. Big up.
Big up.
Big up Drapes and Wrath. I kind of like shouts out and big up.
You can interchange them.
Do you mind? I'll just mix that up occasionally.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take that.
So she obviously does the film industry. She does upholstery for the film industry. Right. But she was saying that like very rarely is like things are actually upholstered, to the point of where you could actually use them in real life, because they're not actually like real pieces of furniture. But that, from what you're showing us, is actually completely constructed. It's completely usable and could be taken apart and sold as a piece of furniture.
that got dumped afterwards.
Oh my God.
And I was absolutely
Seriously, that's
I was
awful.
absolutely annoyed.
That was dumped.
Wow.
Straight after production, just goes straight in the bin.
Yeah. I was like, we need to save that. No, we can't save it. We can't use it again. Yes, we can use it again. We just change the colour.
Yeah.
Can't use it again. Can't use it again. Can't use it again.
Why not?
Why though? Why? That's sort of terrible.
Because they couldn't be because of storage. We need to store it. Like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So I was so annoyed. So annoyed.
God, that's really wasteful, isn't it?
Is that common?
Is that really common?
Yeah.
Is that common in the film industry? Like a production will come to an end. The
That's it,
furniture will
done.
either nobody can be bothered to actually take the furniture and auction it, or
there isn't a system where there isn't who would be responsible for auctioning that off or giving that to charity or placing it in storage to be used again. You can use that again. You can just adapt it. You can use the banquette. You can change it to red fabric. You can change the backing.
I'm surprised there isn't a company that's targeting the film industry and actually saying, I will buy this from you and take it off you at the end of the set and then selling it on eBay or something. I'm surprised there's not like a whole market around that.
No, you think there would be.
Yeah.
Then it would be more circular.
Ding, ding.
It's more circular. Tell us a bit about Maeva and Daughters. Where did the name come from?
So my company used to be called Run the Edge.
Right.
Which is like two folds. Is like when you run the edge off the arris off shop, timber and stuff like that. So you've got a soft edge, run the edge off.
Yeah.
And also the name came from I'd been skiing with a load of friends and a couple of friends were trying to come up with a name for a record company that he wanted to run. And we were out there and you can also run the edge in snowboarding, right? So what about Run the Edge? They were like, oh, that's great. They're like, nah, I don't want to be on the edge. And I was like, I'm having that. So it used to be Run the Edge. And then it was during COVID, my eldest daughter would come into the workshop at home, and I would like show her like, this is a hammer, you can use that, tap tap tap, or I showed her how to paint stuff. So I thought, well, she's like, when I grow up I want to be an upholsterer, and I was like, brilliant. She was only 4. So I changed it to
Teach them young.
Yeah, exactly. So I changed it to Maeva and Daughters, and the same guy who did my branding, he did the same for that as well.
It's great. It's a great brand.
Yeah.
It's like the alternative to something and Sons.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's why I wanted to do that, because it's like there's too many and Sons. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there's funny enough, there's a Undertakers on West Green Road called Melville and Daughters, and I was like, brilliant. And there's I often take photographs of anywhere where it says and Daughters, and there's a place, there was like I think it was a butcher's or something, and it said whatever and Sons and Daughters. So I was like, brilliant. Someone's really like, because I don't have sons.
I think it's really lovely. Like, you're right, everywhere is and Sons, so it's really nice to.
Yeah, and Daughters. It was a deliberate thing to piss people off. I love it.
It's with Maeva and
or
Daughters.
raise awareness about the possibility that it's not just about passing on things male to male.
Yeah, neither of my kids are going to be upholsterers, but that's not the point. They if they see a sewing machine at home and I need to fix stuff for them, that's why I need like one of my machines home. Then they'll get an interest in it. Yeah, I've hung all my guitars up. I've got a live drum kit and electric drum kit in my house. They don't give a shit about it, but they look at it, and every now and then they might have a bang on it, and it's too much. But there's stuff there that is, I'm not going to let them shy away from it. It's right there. But yeah, it was a deliberate thing to be different.
It's with Maevas and Daughters. Then is that just a kind of domestic upholstery company, and then you have like subsidiaries for maybe doing the film industry, etc.? Are you running just 2 separate companies, or is the umbrella? Does it encompass everything that you do?
Yeah, no, it encompasses everything I do. Because I couldn't run 2 companies. I couldn't have carpentry and upholstery. It's just, you know how it is running your own business. You can't be paying corporation tax for both things, and they kind of, because they are overlapping, just put them under one company.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So like I for Plum Red, I upholstered a telephone box for Paco Rabanne with black hairy fabric.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, like a beef. What are they called? You know, changing the guards.
Beef eaters.
Beef eaters. Is it beef eaters?
I think so.
Do they eat beef?
Depends on.
Why are they not vegetarian?
I'm not sure.
We don't know why.
Anyway,
it's
there's
called that.
bear skin. So it was like
Maybe that's the way they were paid in beef.
maybe.
Tower of London.
I think you're just making stuff up now, aren't you?
It's like, why don't
You're
you
rewriting history books.
ChatGPT it and ask? I don't know.
I'll pay you 5 kilograms of beef.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks. That will sort my mortgage out.
Well, that'll feed your family for a month.
Yeah. Moving on. So we basically
Right. Let's have
So
it.
it was like Paco Rabanne, and then it was like we had to upholster it all in this. It was for like an internet commercial, so it wasn't for the TV. So it was all so you could see it on that. It was shot in that format.
Yeah.
And then I had to do was it Virgin Media? I had to upholster 2 tuk-tuks in red furry fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So like completely, and then they came in and propped it all with like lights. So
that's like not really upholstery. I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it is upholstery in the sense
It's
that
just
you're
not your
covering
conventional
something, but it's not like
customer
it's more of a prop, isn't it? It's more like prop
it's popping.
upholstery.
But when you got sew, then
it is,
yeah.
So I was just sort of thinking like around that because I imagine I know that Christina Venegas, she kind of lent on this, that there's quite a lot of money to be made in the film industry versus the domestic upholstery industry. Are you finding you're like leaning on the film industry more because it does make you more money, or is it just purely because or is it because you just love doing that more than you love doing domestic upholstery?
The film industry is really, really well paid.
Yeah.
Upholstery is not.
Yeah.
I've never been in a drapes department yet in the film industry.
Yeah.
Anything that was brought to me through construction, that's the level I've got to at the moment.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the privilege to be able to work in drapes.
Yeah.
And also drapes, you've got to learn how to drapes, like to make drapes basically.
Yeah.
But
what do you think needs to change in terms of companies? I mean, you gave an example earlier of Lang actually offering you some sort of paid work experience or training.
Training. Yeah.
So what kind of things do you think need to change in the film industry to maybe afford more opportunities to young women and people in particular?
I think it really needs to start off in schools. I think it's too late if it's after school, because carpentry, the trades, the vocational trades are always and have been always directed at boys. You know, a boy's been difficult. Oh, we need to get him on manual trades. A boy's been this. Never girls. You know, this is a whole other conversation about masking and stuff like that. It's always portrayed as like a masculine thing. So it is, but women are as strong as men, if not stronger.
So I'm not arguing. I'm sitting.
Do you know what I mean?
here,
We carry babies, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know. I can't do that.
And we have periods every month. I mean, we are so strong. But when it comes to like, attitudes have really changed though. So I took 5 years out of the film industry, and because the commercial world is taking a massive nosedive, right? Because you've got AI directors, you've got people, influencers, making commercials on their phones. So we don't need the 16:9 ratio. We don't need that ratio anymore. So commercials are taking a deep dive. People want sparkle, big up, bright commercials, but I've got like 50 quid for it. It's like, what planet are you on?
Yeah.
$5,000 is not going to get you that. Can you stretch it to like 6? Oh, maybe, and you're working really long hours, right? So, if you look at it like, how are kids influenced on their phones? it never is carpentry like made to look,
sexy or cool.
Sexy or cool for girls towards, it's never, but like girls football, for instance, which I'm big fan of. I don't watch the men's game. I've got season tickets for myself and my two daughters. We went to see Arsenal play yesterday. We've got our bloody seats. My kids are in there. They're in it. They know it. But it's like, you're not. It's always seen as something that gets done after they're 18. So it's too late. We've lost those girls. Do you know what I mean? We've lost those girls to like whatever they're doing. And it is part, I don't care what anybody says, it's part of STEM because you've got to learn how to measure. You've got to learn how to cut. Yes. You've got to learn, all of these things. I walk in rhythm. Everything is about rhythm. Everything's about a time and a beat and stuff like that. And everything. I've got loads of tape measures. My kids love tape measures. So it needs to be appealing. It's a societal shift.
Yes.
From like, it's not just boys. It's not all men. It's not all boys. It's not all. It's not just a vocation for men. So at the moment,
I really, it's interesting you're saying this because Ray and I have been talking a lot about how to encourage young people into the industry, but I don't really think I appreciated it from a female perspective because actually, if I'm going into a school and I'm saying I'm an upholsterer, I suspect there's probably the audience are probably going to be going, "What? God, what? She's a female buyer. She have not even considered that. I don't even know why." But it's interesting, isn't it? How the perspective is that carpentry. From my generation, that's a male job. It's just something that you do. Yeah. So, so why, as an industry, are we not? There's so many women in upholstery now of a particular age.
Because it used to be a male-dominated trade.
It did. Why are we?
We're talking about at different levels as well.
We are. But I'm saying, like, why are us women who are all in this industry of a certain age? A lot of over 40. Years. Why are we not going into schools and saying to girls, "Hey, look, this is a possibility for you girls"?
Because it's about syllabus. It's about what is expected at GCSEs. It's about DT.
It isn't. But they still, having children in secondary school. I've got one that's just started college. Like they do have, curriculum day. They do have careers days. They have a careers advisor. They have people in the school talking about careers a lot, actually, a lot. So,
are they talking about? See, the thing is, you need to, if you want kids and young people to go into that, you need to then have the jobs for that.
Yeah,
it needs to be compelling enough for them as well.
But the way that I think that my son, sorry to interrupt you, but the way I think they told my son was, so what would you like to do? And of course, my son's like, well, I don't know. I quite like numbers. Oh, what about an accountant? It's a bit like that. I mean, are they going to go in, well, I love working with my hands? No, probably not, because that's not the academic route, is it? It's not the academic.
And yet we've been told we've got a shortage of workers since Brexit. You know what I mean? It's like, and there was a shortage, and I don't know if we've like overcome that, but there was a shortage of trades in our industry, in the film industry. So if you've got a shortage, why have you got a shortage? Are you promoting it? You can't be elitist. It can't be, I'm bringing my son in. It can't be like that. They do go to colleges that are like film set, carpentry, and stuff like that. But rarely do the girls go there. Girls are always either in costume. Like I was, told, like, why aren't you in costume? I was like, 'cause I can't sew. I couldn't sew. But then when I started in the film industry, I couldn't sew. But why would I want to go there?
Yeah.
I want to be here. Oh, there's a place for me here. You're not getting rid of me. So, now, that's where I think there has to be not an overhaul of the educational system, because that sounds a bit wanky, but, there has to be an overhaul of the educational system in terms of money, but also in terms of opportunities, because since like the students have all had to pay for their university fees, right? Those opportunities aren't there for kids now, whatever it is. And so, university sector is depending on foreign students to come over to prop us up.
Do you see yourself as a bit of a pioneer in what you're doing creatively?
Do you know what? I don't. No. I don't. And my close friends are like, but you are. And I'm like, but I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way at all. I'm just like, you know, I don't know what other industry I'd be in. I mean, I could be in upholstery, but the upholstery doesn't pay well. People, again, you know, I've like...
Depends on what level of upholstery you do and who your customer base is. Am I just trying to defend our craft?
if you're going to upscale your business and you're going to start employing people start getting a lot of contract work, I think there is money to be made in the upholstery world. But just at a domestic one-man band, one-woman band,
very difficult.
It's you are just making enough to get by. I mean, I'm certainly not making enough to live. I'm really not at the moment, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, likewise. But
and you're both highly skilled, right? So you're highly skilled and you put like attention to detail. You're doing high-end work, right? And unless you become a manufacturer, so you've got people working for you, which is not where you were going with this, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're in this weird place of like
enjoying the craft, but not
enjoying the work, right?
Or enjoying the work, but not getting remunerated enough for the work.
Well, no, you are. Because if you're growing it, you're getting remunerated, but you're not doing the work you want to do because it's just like it's at a contract level, and so you're actually more running a business than actually doing the work, aren't you? When you get to that point,
and that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So that's and so that's different clients, isn't it? It's different clientele,
exactly.
And you know, people come to you going, oh God, I've got this, this chaise longue. I'm like, all right, well, it's going to cost you this much. They're like, oh, really? I'm like, first of all, it's a 200-year-old, over 200-year-old chaise longue, right? Did my research. You know, it's got white wheels on it, not black. So it predates Victoria. So it's before Albert died, right? I know this much. And the whole thing is rotten. There's moth larvae coming out of it weekly, daily, and I'm killing them to death. So I have to strip it all back. But you want to pay me like less money. So it's taking me that long. It takes me that long to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, and then, you know, I was working 2 days a week.
Like, do you ever negotiate on price? Because I actually have quite a strong opinion about not negotiating on price.
Really?
Sometimes I don't always charge. So before I give them the quote, I don't always charge maybe what I should charge if I'm desperate for the work. So I will slightly lower the price. But once I've given the price, and if they come back to me and say, can you do it for any less? I'm always like, no. Like, that's my, for me. Because I'm just like, that's my final price.
Yeah. Or I give it, this is an estimated cost. But if I find
more,
then it's going to add accordingly.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. But if they do, like, you know, like, dining chairs, you've got to be realistic, right? And I'm always coming to you going, Ray, you know, in the beginning I was like, Ray. And you're like, well, you can't really charge that. You've got to charge this.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, but so much of my fucking, my time and my energy and my effort is into this.
Yeah.
£40 or £35 for a drop-in or £40 for a drop-in.
I've got my minimum cost. My minimum is £55. I don't charge any less than that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I always, whatever it is, if it's a small job, I'm like, I don't charge any less than 55.
Yeah.
That's my starting price.
And if you don't like it,
Do you find working in this type of environment where you've got maybe 4 or 5 different upholsterers around you, does that inform your process in terms of charging? And do you all talk to each other?
We always talk about. We always stick up for each other.
Yeah.
We always stick up for each other.
Can we talk about that? So you're working basically in a collective, aren't you?
Yeah, we are a collective.
With
five. There's 6 of us in here.
6. Wow.
Yeah.
And that means that you share your overheads. You share the well, basically you share the overheads, the lease costs,
share the overheads,
the electricity.
The space.
Yeah.
The work.
The community.
Yeah.
You developed a community here.
And I haven't been here since April because I've gone through divorce, so I've had to go back. So basically, back to the commercials. the commercials were tanking. My boss was like, I'm going to have to resign. Not resign. I'm going to have to give you your notice. You're going to have to, what's the word? I say renegated. That's football. Made redundant. And so I was like, fuck. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to go to the studio anymore. And I'm like, no, you will be. You will be. You'll be able to go on the weekends. I haven't been able to go on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then, so I started on, but before I did, I called up one of my close friends he's on supervisor props. And I was like, am I going backwards? He said, no, the industry hasn't come forwards. We need you in here.
It's interesting. Good perspective.
And I was like, fuck. So, there's like, we've got a young trans man, we've got me, lesbian, we've got Jamie, gay and stuff like that. We've got a very small minority. But, like, as my cousin says, like, I'm rent a crowd, I'm like of 10 people. So coming here, like seeing Sharon, I could chat to her all day, but obviously we had this to do. So we share everything here. We even share the work. So like with that job for Douglas is cancelled, I've got Millie involved. Millie has got Emma, who's here. Millie was working on a film, so she was up at Leavesden.
Emma, is that Emma Norbury? No, it wouldn't be.
No.
It'd be another Emma.
A different Emma, yeah. Emma, when I would Emma would jump in my car and I'd take her up to Leavesden, so she was doing upholstery up there for the film, and sometimes.
But you've all got like separate, limited or sole trader companies, But that's so nice though, because I think that's the one thing. Like when you come out of learning upholstery and then you're suddenly like working in your garage or your shed or something on your own, you're like, shit, I've got no idea what I'm doing. Like how nice to actually be, coming in every morning and just seeing so you're learning constantly, aren't you? As well, just looking across at what other people are doing.
You all have like various stations, but also your own. Experience, your own levels. So some are quite advanced and some are just newly trained and it's
I think there's something to be said, and I've said this before, when you're coming out from training upholstery is getting together with a group of others and actually getting into a studio space with them.
I've got to be honest, I don't know how I've managed to survive this long without
no, I know,
friends,
I think working on your own. I think it's. I had a breakdown during COVID because I couldn't, because of personal stuff that had happened. But also I was working on my own, and I was like, you start feeling like you're going mad, and I'd be like calling you up, going, I need some advice, and I will pick you up from your house, and I'll drive you to my thing. I need this advice, and because time is on against you, because all of a sudden that quote you did doesn't exist anymore because you've worked that and you haven't even got halfway through. But that's a really good thing about like setting up with people. But the problem is studio space. It's so fucking expensive. Outside London, you get this for probably half.
Yes, you would. What do you pay then?
I think all together,
don't feel like you need to on stage if you're not comfortable.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
It's on it. Do you know? I mean,
I think it's important. I think it's important to share numbers. I really do in our industry. I really think it's important.
I think we pay like around 2,100 for rent. So we divide that out. So it's like 355.
That's great.
Reasonable.
That's really great.
Considering how big the space is.
Yeah.
And you're together.
Yeah.
It's strength in numbers.
Yeah, because I pay $875 for my studio space, and that's just the lease. So on top of that, it's £1,000.
In Ringwood?
Yeah, it's £1,000 a month as a base.
Mind you, your space is like
it is. Big,
is it bigger than Sharon's?
Yeah,
it's bigger than Sharon's. Yeah,
is it smaller than here?
It's
slightly smaller.
It's just thinner, but it's longer.
Right,
it's like an antique vintage car garage.
Oh, cool!
With the wooden doors that
nice, that slide.
Yeah, I was very lucky finding it, actually. It took a while, but so it just goes to show, like as a basic, I have to pay £1,000 a month, and he just put my rent up actually. So it's really kind of.
So it's like if you don't have that space, you don't. That market is controlling who can come and can't.
Yeah,
which is like. Originally, the women who were here first, they were over in Hackney Wick, and they were there for 10 years.
Right.
And then they came here. They were priced out over there.
Right. Yeah.
So they found here.
Yeah.
And so Sharon was here. Gail is here. She, and what's that place on Shacklewell Road? Lighthouse.
I'm not sure. You're not talking about the upholstery? No.
Yeah, the makers.
The Sit Collective. Do you know mean that? Do you know what you mean?
No. Were they part of? I think they were. No, because Sharon teaches.
Yes.
So she used to be around the corner. Gail taught. I think she taught restoration woodwork and stuff like that. Charlotte Ferreira is a tutor at London Met, which has now moved. She was in here.
She's at Elfie now.
Yeah, Elfie.
East London Furniture Institute. Shouts out to Rachel South.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Shout out Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte Ferreira.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were doing big up.
Big up. I forgot the big ups.
Big up. So, Charlotte was here. So there's lots of people that have passed through here that have been quite, I call her me Julie. You know Julie, who's the tutor was the tutor at STR?
Ah, yes.
Julie. I always call her me Julie. She's around the corner.
Big up Julie. Oh, Julie's around here.
Yeah, big up Julie.
Big up Julie.
Big up me Julie.
So nice. Imagine like all that, all
talent.
that education and talent, like you're all just sharing all the time.
But we're not like kids though, you know, like also people go, what's upholstery? And you're like, oh man, it's like, and then you tell them and you've either lost them or they're actually genuinely interested. But it's not, how do you make that like also attractive to younger people to come into it? But you need the establishments to be, they need to go somewhere for that.
Yeah. Oh God, we're always talking about it. Because, seeing my son flick on TikTok and seeing what people are doing to kind of entice people in. And there's so many aspects. I mean, I've said this like a couple of times, sorry for repeating myself in the podcast. But, there's so many aspects of upholstery that are really cool and really interesting, like the Paco Rabanne telephone box.
Yeah.
Like that's actually really cool. My son would be like, oh my God, that's so cool. So it's just like about a way of like presenting it to make them think, well, hold on a minute, that can be a career. Oh, okay, cool.
If the career is there, if commercials are there.
Yeah.
Or if the money's there as well. The young kids love the idea of earning vast sums of money from
well, they're going to get
like
a reality check.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
But it's so unreal.
But they love the idea of earning vast sums of money off the internet.
Yeah, and that's all
influencing,
TikTok.
off TikToking, because they see other people actually do it.
Yeah, and also they see and they want to put no effort into it. And I have this with my college son. They're like, I can get a Bugatti and I don't have to put much effort in. Oh, right, well, that's what I'm going to go for. Let's try and do some digital online content and become an influencer or something.
It's a load of bollocks.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. This whole thing of I'm an influencer, I just like fucking influence that. Do you know what I mean? There is nothing of you you've not lived.
Yeah.
They are making,
some are making reasonable. Yeah, well,
I had the business mentor that we had on episode 3 of our podcast. She also has a handbag brand, and she was saying that she tried to get
Angela.
Big up Angela Rowley. She tried to get an influencer to, put one post up, I think it was. And this influencer wasn't even, they didn't have like 100,000 or anything. It was like up to something like 30,000. This is a couple of years ago. And wanted $2,500 just for one picture on Instagram. So if they are able to make that is insane, isn't it?
If though, is a big word.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Are they really making it?
So who's mugging off who here, right?
Yeah.
Because big companies, £2,000 is like fodder.
Yeah.
It's petty cash.
Yeah.
When you're on your own,
that's
somebody's wage.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. You are not going to entice me. And this is why I'm really quite particular with my kids, especially my eldest one, who's like always on her iPad. No, don't look at that. Listen, the influencers are when we go to the football, when we go to the
go,
this is
the hard work that you have to put in behind something.
really drives me mad.
Yeah, it does me too, and I don't think I help myself personally because I'm not a great mum in that respect because I love doing everything for my children. I just do, and I'm not really giving them that work ethic like I got given as a child. Like my parents made me do loads of things. I was always like chopping wood at the weekend, and I'm just not like that. I do not, and none of my friends are either. None of us are like that with our teenagers. We're doing everything for them, and.
Well, because I think time is really, the internet has really changed, and time has really changed how we do things. And it's true, I do everything for my kids, and I'm like, why am I doing everything?
Yeah.
Why am I doing everything?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
yeah, I know, you're just like, oh, of course, I'll bring you your food, and you want me to pick up that washing,
like,
and I'll bring all those cups
I
out.
have to call you to come in for your dinner? They're like, whoa, we heard you the first.
I know.
So is it absolutely out of the question that, down the line in the future, you might form like a family business with the kids,
That'd be lovely.
If they were interested in it, yeah, I'm not going to force them. I'm not going to force, like, this is what you have to do. You've got to go to university. None of that. I'm not going to do that because times are different. But I would love it. But it's about, Frankie's like, I'm an artist. I'm like, great. I'm really great that you're an artist. But
There's nothing wrong with being an artist.
There's nothing wrong with being an artist. But she's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I'm like, why? You're not an artist yet. Yes, I am an artist. No, but I would love them to have that thing because when I was growing up, my mum had her sewing machine in the dining room, and it was an open, right? So we would be coming home from school, watching neighbours falling asleep because we were like, obviously school is so shattering, and she would be sewing, and it was so loud. We'd be like, why are you doing that? Really horrific to her, right? As you were, we're all pubescent. And then when she passes, I'm like, oh, I should have taken more care. I've got her sewing machines here. I've got my aunt's sewing machine here. I should have been more graceful with her, more mindful with her, appreciate what she was doing, rather than, be a total asshole to her. I mean, she was a massive
don't get
arsehole.
that insight until
they're gone.
Until you're like old and then you're like,
oh,
like, shit.
oh my God, look what you've got. You're in a space. She would be like, no, you're doing that wrong. You know what I mean? But she was charging absolute like pittance for the stuff that she was doing, and I'm like, oh man, what a waste. She did soft furnishes. She made bridesmaids dresses for like full-grown women. She made my wedding dress. She made loads of things. She made loads of dresses for my eldest when she was a toddler. So many things, and there were so many like there were 7 unfinished patchwork quilts. That I don't want to, that I'm going to frame unfinished, right? Because I'm like, that's not me. That's not my thing. But it's beautiful, that she was like mixing it all up now. She collected these patches.
Yeah, I know. My mum did the same.
Over and over the years. You're like, oh, I get it now. I get it, and I've become that bloody person. I've got, shit ton of different bits of fabric up there, in my garage, in my house. And I'm like, thanks, Mum. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't appreciate her enough, and she would have been, and like, had I known now about business and like how to run a company, which I don't, but,
we're all learning.
We're all learning. We're still learning. I've had my company, Maven Daughters I've just changed the name, but I've opened a company in 2012. So I've had the same company and stuff like that. I would have loved to have like collaborated with her, I got her a job. I got her a job to upholster a couch, a sofa at a pub that I worked at, right? The Duke of York. Don't pick it up. The Duke of York in St John's Wood, right? And she done it there. She managed to do it all there. It was a loose cover, like I was that entrepreneurial that I would go, oh yeah, my mum would do that, stuff like that. So, but I'd love my kids to think big and outside of the box, that they don't need to be in this thing of I've got to take the same route as my parents. You don't have to do that because life is hard enough already, and it's going to get harder when they get older. And the choices are not always going to be there like we had. You know. But also, I would like more young people to get into upholstery. I would like more women to get into carpentry in film.
I would like more
people of colour to be in.
I was about to say that.
We had a conversation about this, a really long conversation.
Yeah.
Like upholstery seems to be just benefiting the, you know, white privileged people who can afford it.
Well, yeah, I have met a few people of colour in some of the training schools, and it does give me some hope, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough.
No, and it also it's not it's like it's not their target audience.
Yeah, but what does that mean? I mean, the target audience is the target customer is the person who can afford to have something upholstered in the manner it should be upholstered. So, yeah, I think we're in a race against time. To be honest with you,
Always.
No, I mean, I'm thinking about this now, and I'm just shooting off the cuff. As AI interrupted us just then, as AI becomes more predominant, it will push more of the middle classes, you know. Eventually, everyone will be on some sort of universal basic income, but the middle classes will not be able to, unless they take up the professions again, take up the crafts like upholstery, they're not going to be able to afford to have their furniture reupholstered, you know.
But let me tell you, people can't afford to get their stuff upholstered now.
They can. I think it depends on your client base, but I think it's
becoming quite elitist industry, isn't it?
Really?
It's like it's only the people that can afford it.
So
people they do actually want to reuse stuff. They don't want to just chuck it out. But I think it's become the point, you know, like if you're charging minimum 1,200 for a sofa, then
well, that's low.
Well,
depending on what you want.
People be
fabric, but that's
people go, I'll just go to IKEA.
Yeah. Oh, what I can get for £3,000?
Yeah,
you know,
and
which
look
is
like
what
everyone else. That's not what upholstery.
Yes, but it's elitist. It's elitist. It is. I think it is.
I think it's more exclusive. Yeah.
Okay, tell me this. Tell me this. This is going to be quite a controversial question.
No, go for it.
Sit on this.
It's a massive roll you're hugging.
This fresh Hessian just arrived from Martin's Upholstery Supplies, and yes, I'm emotionally attacked.
Well, that explains the grin. You do love a bit of 12 ounce.
Hey, don't knock it. It's the unsung hero. Holds my springs in place, neatens up my work, and smells like proper upholstery. I love the smell of 12 ounce in the morning.
Yeah, I actually ordered from Martin's last week. Foam, webbing, a few finishing bits. It all turned up in 2 days. No faff.
That's what I love. Whether you need a tin of glue or 10 metres of calico, it's all there. And it's all brilliant quality.
It's definitely my go-to for top-ups, especially when I realise I've run out of something mid-project.
Yeah, which is about every week.
Exactly. Martin saves me from full-blown panic attacks more times than I'd like to admit.
If you're setting up a workshop or just need the basics, Martin's has the lot. And as a special treat for our listeners, they're offering 5% discount on all foam and upholstery sundry orders. Just check the link in the show notes below and use the code SITONTHISMartins5 for your discount.
Martin's Upholstery Supplies. Solid, speedy, and always got your back.
Sit on that.
Have you had any people of colour come to you with like very high-end work for you to upholster?
Yes, you have.
Can I answer? Can I answer?
Sorry.
Crikey.
Have you?
I was just thinking of the green sofa that you did. That one.
Green sofa.
Oh my gosh, I knew you wouldn't remember. That's what I'm saying. Yes, you have.
Not the green...
What
the chaise longue?
No, the gay guy. You know, the gay guy with the green sofa where you did all the stitching.
Oh, he's not a person of colour.
Oh, I thought he was.
No.
Okay, let's cut that out.
Cut that out. He's Asian.
What? Okay.
He's not blick. He's not.
Yeah, but person of colour is still...
A person of colour.
Yeah. Person of colour.
Okay, so yes, that would include him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Yeah, well, the piece I did, there was a woman. I did a patchwork job. Well, I was going to come to that. Crikey, can I have a few words in my own thinking podcast? What? What are you?
Cut that out.
No. Well, let's carry on. This is all good.
I'm just not going to say anything.
I stammered and I stopped for a moment there because I had to have a think. But you're right. There have been a few more people of colour who are paying more of a premium now for my service and my work. And there's an artist I've just started working with who is, I'm doing a collaboration with her, which will end up in the Royal Museum at Greenwich. And I'm very much looking forward to cracking on with that.
Once the
hip heals, yeah. But yeah, it's...
But
there have been a few more. I mean, I've had good and bad experiences with people of colour in terms of customers. You know, I've always put in the work, but like I'm thinking of one particular customer in
name and shame.
Not shaming. No. It's just they didn't appreciate the time I took. And I did have stuff going on. I mean, the blinking studio was flooded as well at the time. You know, the rest of it. But then I completed the job and delivered it over, and they were funny about paying the final 50.
Horrible.
It's horrible. It just leaves a nasty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of thought, oh man, you know, it would be nice if we could all show each other the same kind of respect. You know, but that's not the real world that I live in. But I think now, based on your question, there are slightly more people of colour who are able to pay a premium, or my premium, for my skills and service. And that makes me feel good. But as I said, I feel like it's a race against time as more people of colour are becoming aware of what upholstery is about and what upholstery can do for their own personal furniture, as they will be able to afford it, but then there'll come a point where no one will be able to afford the really high-end stuff. I know I seem a bit like I'm being stammering a bit, going around the houses talking about like what I feel.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. I don't want to piss, because I'll be honest, being the president of the AMUSF, having the work that I've been able to achieve and actually capture on film, I'm aware that there are levels above what I'm doing, and then I don't really want to piss people off and think, oh, that Ray Clark, he's a troublemaker. But at the same time, I do want to, you know, a rising tide lifts all ships. I do want other people of colour to...
Then you're going to piss people off. So fucking what? My very existence pisses people off when I walk on the stage, and I'm like, bring it.
Really?
I love it.
Yeah, but you've got that rock star energy.
Yeah, but listen,
you know what I mean?
you haven't just landed in this position, have you?
No.
You're not from landed gentry. You're not from a whole long line of upholders, right? Mm-hmm. You've had to fucking carve your way through this. It's not like it's been landed on your plate, Ray Clark. You've had to work fucking hard.
I'm fucking still, excuse my French. I'm just still having to
exactly.
put in a shift. Yeah,
it doesn't mean you like sit on your laurels.
No.
You know, you're not, I'm not going to mention any names. I was going to say something and I'm
Go on.
not going to.
Careful.
No.
See, now you're doing it.
No.
We're all self-censoring.
No, because
it can have implications.
Yeah, but it was about... ... No, but the thing is,
we will never know.
No, I'll tell you after this. No, but you don't. You know, it's not like. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're not in that privileged state. We don't have that past thing of people coming through. You know, you've had to carve your way out, and carving your way out, carving somewhere where you're a place at the fucking table. Well, you know what? I'll make the fucking table, and you will make the chairs, and we'll bring it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you know, so all of these things that were all male-dominated trades, male whatever, they're you know, someone made a comment like, but we're being hijacked. You know, that whole thing of we're being hijacked. But hijacked by me?
Yeah. What do you mean we're being hijacked? Like
because I'm like, so basically
the progressive left.
Yeah. You're not. We can't. We don't want progressive. We don't want progression.
No.
Well, then you'll just be sad over there, wallowing in your own shit. You know, I went for. There were so many in 2017, in 2018, in 2019. I was carving my way out of this industry, and in 2017, I went for a job position at the WEA, which is the Education Authority, working, I can't remember, WEA, it was a college, it was an adult college, right, outside, to be a tutor for upcycling and carpentry, right? And it was aimed at women who were displaced or were from, like, Muslim backgrounds, to teach them how to just do basics of, like, you know, hanging some shelves or whatever. So I'd put it up on Facebook when I was on Facebook, and then I had I said, oh yeah, teaching women and stuff like that, and getting women to where they need to be and stuff, and confidence.
Right.
And then the next day when I came into work, I was working on a film, and one of the old boys was like, "Should I be worried about my job?" And I was like, I've just come in. I'm just putting my boots on, and I know he's talking to me, but I need you to repeat that, so I'm going to ignore you.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, oi. I'm like, are you fucking oing me? What? What are you oing me about? Well, I might have to get a new job. I'm going to look after my job. Am I frightened? Like, what? What are you talking about?
This is great.
And he's like, well, I just saw in your post. I said, do you know what a post is?
Yeah.
He went, oh, that's a bit much. And I was like, really? What post are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you're going to be teaching women how to do carpentry, yeah. And I was like, what's wrong with that? Oh, well, next thing I'll find out, you know, you've gone to Paul A's and you brought loads of women in the film industry. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to take over. I'm going to bring all the bitches in and we are going to take all over your jobs. And I was like, you can retire now because you've been telling everybody how much money you've earned over the years. Yeah?
And maybe it's that scarcity that makes it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The threatened, like, to feel that threatened by
Me.
Wow.
That's my
insane.
post. Me and my little face crack post. So, you know what I mean? This is why we are where we are. This is why you're the president. Hard work. You're going to fuck people off, but those people have fucked everybody else off. So, do you know what I'm saying?
Fair play.
Yeah. So you know what? The film industry has carved me like this.
Life carved you like this.
Life has carved me like this, but the film industry more. You know.
What about life for you, Joe? In the next maybe 5-10 years, where do you see Maeva and Sons? What do you see yourself?
Maeva and Daughters.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I've done it.
You're fired.
That's the problem.
There is no problem.
Exit stage left. There's a battery down there. Is that?
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Do you want to start that again?
I want to know.
No. Keep it. Keep it.
No.
Go on.
I can't believe that. It's just so you're so misogynistic.
So misogynist. It's such a sexist.
So sexist.
I can't believe I didn't even think it.
Freudian slip.
It just flowed out.
Yeah,
It's all right.
So entitled.
It's not
As a
all
man, you're so entitled.
like-
My daughter called me sexist yesterday, right? We were waiting for the tube and she's like, all the boys in my class want to be footballers. And I was like, let me tell you something. None of those boys are going to be footballers, right? None of them. None of them are going to be footballers. You can't say that. I just have, and I'm saying it to you. I was like, you would become more of a footballer quickly because you are what is like the buzz right now. Women's football. Because you're being sexist. And I was like, no, I'm not. You don't even know what it means. She's like, well, you're saying that I could be a footballer before them. And I was like, yeah, but I'm also being biased. I'm your mother. I'm allowed to do that. But I'm taking you to football matches when we're season ticket holders for Arsenal.
Fair play.
Do you know what I mean? Maeva
Positive. Row. So, 5 years from now.
5 years from now.
Where do you see Maevas and Daughters?
Maeva and Daughters, I would...
And yourself, what would you like to achieve or do?
I really liked working part-time. I liked having 2 jobs where I was part-time in both. And because of my personal life circumstances, I've got to be on film for a bit. So, you know, Maeva and Daughters, who knows? I mean, watch this space. Maeva and Daughters will still be in the film game, I think, till I can't, you know, because our bodies are like starting to shut down.
Well, yeah.
As we know it.
It's quite physical what you do.
Oh my God.
So how do you stay? I mean, as you know, I'm going to go under the knife in a couple of days, but how do you stay physically robust in order to be able to do this?
God.
Are you doing weights?
I drink mezcal. Mezcal margaritas. Very good. Big up the mezcals, big up the Mexicans.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of cold water swimming. I used to do a lot of I used to play football a lot, but I got a meniscus tear.
Ow.
So I only just started going back a couple of weeks ago and I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Are
you finding it's something as you grow older that you have to pay a bit more attention to and do things for?
Yeah, also because I'm perimenopausal, so you know, I'm on constant body hormone replacement therapy, blah, and taking this and taking that, and you know, trying to the thing is, my job is physical anyway, so it's like I'm doing constant weight training, like carrying pieces of stuff upstairs, timber upstairs, moving sheets. You know, my elbows are fucked. I've got like a compressed C5 to C7 in my neck. I've got de Quervain vein in my wrist. You know, I've got dodgy knees. I can't really run. Yeah, I'm going to play football, but I'm kind of like, maybe I should just do walking football. You know. But
you got to that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm even considering it. But I should be doing weights, but I don't have, I'm up at 5.
Yeah, it's the time.
I've got to be at work.
I agree. It's like Ray, he basically doesn't have time to eat. He literally doesn't have time to eat. He's
he does.
working.
I mean, look at the size of him.
I mean, but you're not eating like a proper meal at like 6 o'clock like most families are, you know, like
Steady
that.
on, get the violins out.
No, but I mean it's like...
No, but it becomes...
your health becomes the least important thing.
Yeah.
And
all the other shit that you're trying to do.
I got that totally wrong.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back to bite me in the arse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you're sorting it out, because there's
I've got no choice.
Yeah.
Otherwise I literally can't. I have to crawl everywhere and use a stick.
You know, you could get a hydraulic table.
Got one. Now I've got an electric one. Shout
out to the electronic benches.
Shouts out to Townsend Systems. Shouts out to Barry.
Big up Barry.
Big up Barry Townsend. Townsend Systems.
Big it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've noticed through doing this podcast with the lovely Vicky, going around all these different environments that, more people are getting an electric table.
Yeah, because SDR've got them.
SDR's got one.
I was looking at getting one. I was like, I am not spending that much money.
Yeah, but
it's a big investment.
But it's a big investment at the beginning. But now, like, post-op, I'm going to be like, thank God I've got one of those in the studio.
True, yeah. What happened to your bench? Your big bench?
Still got them.
Yeah, cool.
Still got them. I just,
Anyway, we should probably wind up today because we've.
I don't think I actually answered your question of what I'm going to do in 5 years.
Yeah. All right. What are you going to do in 5 years?
What would you like to do? What would you like to see happen for you?
Okay, I would like to be able to like work less on the films and more in here. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to happen because I've got a big fat mortgage to pay off. So
right, I mean that's interesting, isn't it? It's like, but I can't do that because it's not going to be enough. It's not going to make me enough money.
Not at all.
So it's like,
I'm always working, not 24/7, but 5-7 days a week. It's
way
interesting. We're on a way here on a Sunday, and
this is not unusual.
It's not unusual for you, but for me, this is like amazing. I mean,
it's not unusual for you to be working on a Sunday.
No,
you're working
it's not
Saturday
unusual
and
for me
Sundays.
to work on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But to come into this environment, I was expecting to see maybe a few others.
Usually there are people here, but we've all got families, so and I think weekends are becoming extraordinarily more precious because I'm co-parenting my children with my ex-partner. So you know, I want to be around. Like I'd already scheduled my sisters to come and stay with us Friday night, and then they can look after the kids, so that I could work Saturday from 7 a.m. till 1 p.m, which is not long. But I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to sacrifice that so I can be with them, because it shortens my time with them, you know? And until I've made a dent in my new mortgage on my own, because I'm now like taking a mortgage on my own.
Crikey, you know, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, but you know, I'm like, you know, and you know, it's not exactly where I was going to go, but I'm going to go there, you know. And if I step up, if I'm allowed to if I'm given a position on the film, which is a rarity, like when I was working for Philip for the small set building company, I was like trained up to be a construction manager, right? Which is unheard of for women in this country. In America, they've got construction managers because they're really heavy unionised. Me being a construction manager, you know. I'm not saying I want to be a construction manager in the films. Hell no, because this is like vast. You know, it's like as many stars as there are money. You know, in sets. But you know, if I was to be offered a charge hand role because of my experience, I've had like 20 years of working in the film industry and being a carpenter, and I've got upholstery skills, and I've got a degree. You know, I've finalised my degree. I went back to uni in 2011 and I got my degree. I got a 2-1 in geology. You know, so I've got all that experience, right? So if I can like step up a bit and then help more, like guide people more, have a team, work within a team, then I've done all right. But if I don't, it doesn't fucking matter. Because I've done, you know what, I've come full circle. I've come full circle with Harry Potter. My first major job was Harry Potter, and I got with my ex-partner then. And then I go back to Harry Potter, and me and my partner have finished. That's 18 years, you know. So I've worked for everybody. So what now? So I can only go up now. I've gone sidewards.
Yeah.
And widewards. And now I can only go upwards.
I mean, I don't know that there is like a standard career progression anyway. I mean,
certainly not for upholsterers.
No, I mean, it's basically just the more years you have, the more you learn, and you just keep learning until you die, basically. With upholstery, it's like.
But also, that's that 5-year question. I wish they would not ask that at schools. Like, you know, if a kid can get to the end of the week. You know, like we're asking them like 18, are we going to see, ready to see some 5 years? Well, 5 years is like 2023. They're still not 25, which is when you're really an adult.
My son would be like, well, I'm going to have a Bugatti or
What's
something.
A Bugatti?
It's a supercar. You know what I mean? It's like,
French
it's so unrealistic.
Is it called Bugatti?
Today,
yes.
Probably.
Like I always thought it was a baguette. You're buying a baguette?
Am I saying wrong?
No, you're saying it the way people in Ring would say it.
But the thing is, what job is he going to get?
Well, I know this is the thing I'm saying. This is what teenagers are like these days. They're completely unrealistic about where they're going to be in 5 years' time. Well, by the time I'm 21, I want to own a house in central London. I mean,
the limbic system isn't fully developed until they're 25. It's
completely unrealistic.
Where is their algorithm?
I know. It's all on their TikTok is their algorithm.
But who's saying that they can get a Bugatti? A baguette?
Because they're
That's
looking
like a
at
£2 million sports
it
car.
Drives me
hypercar.
insane. It drives me insane. Like they see me working all the hours, and like, you know, every night I'm on my laptop. You know, and I'm like, every time they walk past, I'm like, this is real work. This is what real work is, boys.
Also, you can only go 20 miles an hour in London with a car that flat. And a supercar.
What can I say?
You can't even get over the speed bumps.
No,
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Jog on. Tell him to go. No. Get bloody Ford Escort first. Then you'll understand.
I learned to drive in a Ford Escort.
Yeah.
Fair play.
He has no idea what's coming to him. But anyway, it's been amazing today. Thank you so much, Joanna.
Thank you for
Joanna,
coming.
you've been amazing.
Thank
this
you.
is like, This has been, I mean, I love it here as well. I mean, this is such a beautiful
And we got the
space.
banter as well. We got the banter. We got the bants. Totes
totally.
bants.
Totes bands.
With the big up the bands.
If people want to look, if people want to check you out and they want to look up your work,
Oh, please don't.
no, well, come on. If people want to find Maevas and Daughters,
Yeah.
Where do they go? How do they
I
find
go
you?
to my Insta page.
Instagram.
Maeva and Daughters Upholstery.
And if people want to like hire you for carpentry work, how do they find you?
Maeva and Daughters Upholstery.
Okay, that's great. Joanna, it's been an
This
absolute
is your
pleasure.
life.
I was going to pull out a nice big red folder. Do you remember that? Brilliant.
We should have a little orange book. We
Do you
should.
remember, who was
Oh my
before
God.
Michael Aspel, though? Do you remember him? Eamon Andrews? Before Michael Aspel?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
Anyway,
digress.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Go,
The outro.
Outro.
It's been remarkable. It's been so much fun having you on the podcast.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
thank you.
Thank you for coming.
ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, this has been Joanna Maeva, Vicky Grubb and myself. And if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. I didn't know which camera to look at in. Oh God, this is getting bad. Anyway, thank you for watching and please like and subscribe and we'll see you next time.
Big up, Ray Clark. Big up, Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky Grubb. Yeah, exactly.
Sit on this.